Welcome, my chingus, to episode 77 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we will talk about Dia, Fairy and Crispy Crunch, Got7, Ikon, Jussie, Mamamoo, New D, Park Kyung, Soyu and Kwangjolyol, and Zzapa. My name is Steven, and with me is my lovely, lovely co-host, Josh.
Hello.
He's back wearing his hat again.
Yeah, I felt so naked last time. I wasn't wearing a hat, I think. Or was it?
You look naked.
Yeah, what? That wasn't what you meant.
Sorry, I meant you look ugly. I'm sorry, I messed up the word.
I think you missed Park Boram's thing.
Well, it was featuring Park Boram. Is it featuring or is it?
I mean, they're pretty much duetting.
Yeah, but we talked about this last episode of like, what does featuring even mean in Korea anymore?
It's like X, feet, FT.
Yeah, but we'll mention Park Boram. She's very important for that song. But if this is your first time, This Week in K-Pop is a discussion podcast that covers the last 2 weeks, or in this case, 2 weeks and a couple of days of music video releases. And each week, Josh and I will pick what we think is the best song or songs of the episode. And yeah, hopefully, maybe this is your first time joining us.
Welcome.
Right, welcome. I don't think we do a great job of welcoming new people, but
yeah, we don't.
If this is your first time, we I hope you stay because you're going to discover, I think, some really good music that you may not have heard of.
I think so.
And you may also not like us because there's a lot of songs we didn't like.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of half and half. There are half songs that like we couldn't really figure out what was our favorite song out of those, but they were all pretty good. And like half of these songs were just kind of like, oh, we are pretty disappointed.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Especially compared to the last 2 episodes. Like the last 2 episodes, there were like so many songs that we really liked.
Especially last episode, I think had a lot of songs that we both really enjoyed.
I listen to a lot of them all the time. And this episode, like even the ones that we liked, we didn't really like. I think
there wasn't
as much.
There wasn't a knock it out of the park kind of song this week or these past few weeks. In a couple days. Yeah.
So it's been a while since we've had kind of a more negative-y episode, but we're going to try and funnel a lot of that negativity into the after show because that's what that's for.
Yeah.
But anyways, to stay positive, we're going to start with what I thought was the best song since the last episode, and that's going to be by one of our favorite girl groups, and that is Mamamoo with their song Girl Crush.
Now this song, I think it's an OST, right?
It is an OST song, and I think it's kind of surprising that they came out with a music video for it. But I think it's been doing really well.
Yeah, at least rising on the charts.
Yeah, especially for a Mamamoo OST song.
Yeah.
You know? But Korea's really getting behind Mamamoo. I still remember when Mamamoo came out with Don't Be Happy and Chocolate Peppermint or Peppermint Chocolate. I never remember the correct order.
We were pretty much the only people who liked Mamamoo at that point.
None of my students had heard of them. I put them on one of my games. They were like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But now almost all the students know who Mamamoo is.
And what's strange is I think a lot of people's favorite song of Mamamoo is Mr. MMO.
Yeah. That was the one that really put them on the map.
I think for you and me, Steven, that song's probably not even in top 3, I don't think. Maybe it
might be number 3.
Yeah, it might be number 3.
After Don't Be Happy and
Peppermint Chocolate.
But yeah, definitely not Piano Man. Definitely not Piano Man. Yeah. I mean, as of right now, I think it's kind of their middle song. Like I still really enjoy that song when it comes on, but not as much as that's how much we like Mamamoo.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about Girl Crush now. The music video is a very short. It's only about 2 minutes. And it's shot entirely in vertical, very similar to what's that? Epic High, the Tableau one. But you know,
Born Hater
is that is the song.
You like what we call you, Steven. Born Hater.
Wow.
He's a hater.
A little bit.
He's trying to hate on my game.
You ain't got no game?
That's not true.
All right, you have bad game. You got like you know when you watch. This is a tangent, but one of my friends has a son, and he's like 12, I think. Okay. So he's playing basketball, and it's like the super newbie, beginner level like league, right?
Like you.
And
bounce
so
the ball like this.
Yeah, like they're not great.
Yet.
They're really
Balling
not
life
great.
yet.
And they're kind of in that age where like a lot of them have recently grown. You know, maybe 6 or 7 inches. They don't know what the fuck to do with their hands and their arms.
Puberty, really awkward and gangly.
Yeah, really awkward, really gangly. My friend's son didn't really grow yet, but you know that's another
late bloomer. Usually late bloomers grow the tallest.
But maybe. But my friend, like, he was like, "Yo, you know, I gotta go watch my son's basketball game," and I'm like, and I was like, I'll go with you. You know,
I have nothing to do.
Yeah, I got nothing to do. I was during summer vacation. I wasn't doing much, and he was like, "You don't want to go," and I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "You're just gonna get so frustrated," and I'm just like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Just watch." And so we went there, and the whole time it's just like, "What are you doing? Don't pass it there. Don't jump! For the love of holy Christ, jump! Don't shoot it right there. What the fuck?"
Shoot the J.
It was just It was just like they were doing everything completely wrong, but like they're kids, and they don't know what they're doing, and we weren't like mad at them or anything.
It's for fun, not for money.
But it was just like watching just like just people like slapping each other. It was so bad. That's your game.
Yeah, it's like
it's technically a game.
Oh, you're referencing.
Yeah, that was the whole. I thought
you meant like basketball's like my game.
No.
I was like, yeah, I do play basketball.
No. The awkward gangly game is your game.
Hey, but I still got a couple people watching.
And no one comes to watch.
Still got a couple people watching. You went to go watch. He went to go watch.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so Girl Crush. I really like this song. I mean, I picked it, but I know I also like both of Josh's picks too.
Yeah.
But I just really love Mamamoo. I really love their sound, and this is kind of has a very Mamamoo-y kind of older, ragtimey kind of sound. But I also just love. I just love Mamamoo, and part of that is because I recently watched a lot of Weekly Idol.
And be careful with Weekly Idol.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk a lot about Weekly Idol on the after show, but I watched the Mamamoo episode, and like they're just so fun. And this music video is just them like pretty much filming short parodies of a lot of famous videos or like Titanic or like movies, scenes from dramas, and like it was just so fun, and the song is so fun. I don't want to say it's the catchiest song because I don't think it's the catchiest song, but when I listen to it, the entire time I'm listening to it, I'm just like swinging my hand back and forth like, yeah, this is so fun. I really like it. So
I am in the same vein as you, Steven, because I feel like the top 4 songs that Steven and I picked, we kind of had a consensus that
these are the 4.
These are the 4. Which ones do you want to take? Which ones do I want to take? Yeah. And so it just so happens that Steven got Mamamoo, so don't let it be misunderstood. But I really, really love this song as well. It, as we were saying, it has a very ragtimey feel, very up-tempo. I do feel it could be a little bit catchier, like the bass could be a little bit jazzier because it's a little bit too simple. And I said it could have used tuba. Yeah. Use a tuba.
I mean, I definitely, while this is one of our favorites, this episode, again, I think in the last 2 or 3 months, this would have been a very middle of the road, song. It's not like, when we talked about Dum Dum last episode, or when we talked about Kisum, 2 episodes ago. Like this song is not really at that level, but I still really enjoyed Mamamoo.
And I plan to listen to it quite a lot. Honestly, I don't know how long it will stay on my playlist. That really depends on what kind of releases will be coming out.
It's true. But if this episode is any indication, it might be a little dry. It might be a little dry for all.
I feel like we got spoiled the past couple. I guess.
I mean, the summer, right? That's the summer. A lot of shit came out in the summer, and now is kind of the low point. Where it's like everyone's recovering.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know, but Korea kind of has this like cyclical style. When it's summertime, they have a lot of upbeat and happy songs, and springs usually have like love songs, and winter, of course, you have this like I'm lonely, I miss you kind of songs. And fall is kind of weird time. It's like not really sad, not really too happy. It's kind of a time where you'll find a lot of indie stuff, and if you heard the intro, this episode is very
indie bass.
Indie bass, yeah. Not a lot of big names you might have heard. So,
but to be fair, the last 2 episodes, even though they had a lot of good songs, a lot of them were smaller, indie bands. So,
that's true.
I think 2015 we have been in general very disappointed by a lot of big name releases.
Yeah,
and
that might not be like their fault. It might just be Steven and I. We kind of hear the kind of same like style or same kind of arrangement, and so Steve and I kind of get a little bit tired of that.
Yeah.
We've spoken about it in a previous podcast, but usually kind of mainstream K-pop, it doesn't really do it for us.
I mean, unless but there are some really great examples of songs that just
we did really
away.
Dum Dum
for example,
was really good.
Got Seven's Just Right was really, we were like so hyped on that shit.
Yeah. So I mean,
we don't just like blanket dislike things. But
we don't hate them just for being mainstream. But I feel like in general we're kind of digging deeper into our Korean music libraries, I guess.
And we hope you enjoy that. But yeah, let's talk about Josh's first pick.
So my favorite song of this week, it could be also Steven's, but it's by Park Kyung featuring Park Boram with Ordinary Love.
So ordinary.
Yeah, now Park Kyung is a member of Block B. Supposedly he composed the song, wrote the lyrics, and Park Boram is coming to help give him a hand. But honestly, this song, it could have had any female vocal on it that kind of has like a high timbre or a high tone, because he pretty much does all the heavy lifting in the song. He sings and he raps. Me and Steven are really big fans of when rappers have kind of like a character or like a style that's very prominent in the rapping style or a rapping like kind of flow. Mm-hmm. And this is a perfect example of like the kind of rap Steven and I like, because it has a lot of character, has a lot of like catchiness, not in the chorus.
Yeah, and like another example of saying the same thing is like sometimes people rap the same no matter what the song sounds like.
And that's fine.
And that's fine, but I like the songs where like it sounds like they rapped for this specific song, and I think his rapping style and especially his singing voice, his voice matches this song very well. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense if he composed it to match it, the best way possible.
Yeah, I was not surprised when I found that out.
Yeah, but I think he does a really, really, really good job mixing or going back between rapping and singing. Because there are many parts during the song where like, I think with a lesser person, they could have just relied on a lot of sing talking.
Yeah.
He kind of sings and raps like very separately, but they work really well together.
Yeah, I want to say like the timing and the arrangement of the song is very well done, because there's not a point in the song where I kind of feel like, oh, this is kind of not good. This is kind of boring. Like it's constantly throughout a good song, and I really like it. I don't want to say it's like really supremely catchy, because I do feel it's a little bit, I don't know what the word for it is, but it's kind of just...
It's just a fun song. It's very kind of...
It's kind of like, I don't want to say no substance, but it's kind of a song that you kind of listen to and you really enjoy, and then later on you might not listen to again. I would say maybe, I don't know how much lasting value it has.
Yeah, but there are some parts like, I still think Park Boram did a decent job. Like I think.
Oh yeah, she's a great singer, but I feel like the role that she was given, it could have been filled with many other different singers.
Maybe. But I do like her part and his part. They kind of like stairway up and kind of stairway back down. Yeah. And we were both talking about earlier that we really, really like songs that do that. And I think they do it a lot in this. And there's a lot of good rhythm in this. And I'm... this is actually, like there's a lot of actually, I can't remember the last one, but there was another ballad from a Block B member that was single, or he soloed. And they were like, the music video was like them in like a room, and there was like a girl, and I don't know if you remember, I don't even remember the song name. But like, I'm really thinking like, Block B has some, I've heard this from fans, but they're fans, so they say that stuff, and I don't necessarily believe them, but like they have a lot of individual individual skills. Yeah, it seems like they're composing these solo songs, and their songs are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I look forward. I didn't even know this guy was from Block B until afterwards.
That's true, yeah.
And I didn't even know he was primarily the rapper. Like, he started singing, and I was like, damn,
this chick got a good voice.
Yeah. And in the comments, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he was singing. He's the rapper. And I'm like, oh shit, like that's, props to you, bro.
And it's always like a plus when a rapper can sing. Because I feel like if you kind of have a ear for music or an ear for tone, your raps kind of have this melodic kind of flow to it, or like melodic kind of, like it's throughout. The melody is throughout when they rap.
Yeah,
if you guys kind of know what I'm saying.
It's like sing rapping, but like
properly.
Yeah. Not sing talking, or not rap. Not sing talking or rap talking. This is like he matches. That's what I mean by like this rap was made for this song. Yeah. Because it's got melody in the rapping and it matches the song very well.
I mean, I'm not trying to hate on anyone, but example of like sing talking or rap talking is kind of like Amber in FX,
or a lot of girl group rappers.
But it's kind of just like, they're talking on the beat and they're just talking and talking and talking and talking, and they kind of have like a little bit of melody in their voice. But when you hear this song, you'll know exactly what we mean. Definitely give it a shot if you haven't heard it yet. I don't think it's remotely as popular as it should be.
Yeah.
But it definitely needs more attention.
The more I heard this song, I even told Josh, I was like, I kind of like this song better than Mamamoo's song. But I already picked Mamamoo, so it is what it is.
It grows on you. And plus, it is a song that Steven and I, we kind of have like a bias towards, because we really like the combination of like kind of like a little R&B and funky, and like
and
man
upbeat.
rapper and girl singer, or kind of like both singers, and they kind of like work off each other. It has a lot of things that we like normally in duets or featuring songs.
Yeah. And I really like the music video. I mean, it's a very generic-y music video, but it's very colorful. It's got that kind of, it's very played out now, but pastel colors. Yeah. It's definitely like, this director. I don't know who directed it, but this director, because he's done a lot of things very similar.
You've seen sets like these. You've seen kind of things like this.
But I thought it matched very well with the song, and he's cute. Park Boram is cute.
I think she's cute.
She still looks like a little girl.
That's true. She is like a child.
So it's kind of cute. Yeah. And you know what? Better than her last couple of songs. Park Boram. Better,
so true. Celebrity.
Oh. But anyway, so, we were talking about how Block B kind of has a bunch of individual talents, But you know who else has individual talents?
Who, Steven?
A group, they're called Big Bang, right? And it's crazy to think of a time when nobody knew who Big Bang was, but 9 years ago, the 6 members of Big Bang were just trainees dreaming of becoming big. Nice. And you heard that right. There were originally supposed to be 6 members planned for the YG group, their first idol group, Big Bang. But in a 2006 documentary called Big Bang: The Beginning, which you can watch on Drama Fever, it's been subbed in English finally. You can see the beginning of one of the, if not the greatest K-pop group of our generation.
Definitely international appeal.
Yeah, so you can watch that on Drama Fever right now. Go to dfvr.co/twickbigbang, which lets them know that we sent you. But hey, that's not all. Drama Fever is featuring a whole lineup of Big Bang concerts and other K-pop shows for the next couple of months. You can even win concerts to the Big Bang's Made concert in America just for signing up for Drama Fever Premium. But you only have until October 7th to get those free concert tickets.
Which is about a week.
Which is in about a week, probably not that many days since I released this, but we went to the Made concert in Korea, the very, very first one where they released
we heard
Loser
before anybody else heard it.
My friends in Taiwan just went to the Made concert in Taiwan, and she said it was amazing because, of course, now all the Made songs are available. So then they're coming to America next. So if you want
they're also going to Canada too.
Are they going to Canada too?
I think so.
Lucky. And when we say America, we mean the West Coast because no one gives no fucks about anything else. Sorry, I live in Texas.
Sorry, Texas.
But anyway, so you can get a chance to win some free tickets just by going to dfvr.co/TWICBigBang. You can find the links in the descriptions and all that jazz.
Yeah. But the concert was amazing, even though it was like not perfect conditions.
Don't be in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Or
if you can
it's not a mosh pit, the standing.
If you can sit as close as possible.
Do you remember how much we paid for those tickets?
Almost like 100 a piece.
Like 100? That's so cheap because my friends in Taiwan, they bought theirs. Well, they bought it secondhand because it sold out so fast, but they bought it for like $350 each.
Dear Lord.
And I was reading that the Big Bang made concerts in America are being resold for about the same price.
I'm not surprised.
So
it's the first time Big Bang is
coming to America or Taiwan. I mean, you know, we thought that they would sell out like instantly, but like when we bought them, it was like we bought them and then you returned it and then you bought new ones. All right, like it didn't sell out at all when we bought them. But
it's because a lot of like you guys might read like all K-pop and like Simpi and all that stuff, and they'll say things like, "Oh, so and so's concert sold out," and so and so. That is actually the fans just buying up all the tickets and returning them, because this is not our first encounter with like buying tickets not on the day and still finding out that it's not like full capacity. Happens all the time, and Big Bang is not an exception. A lot of a lot of just their fan members and the clubs just buy a lot of tickets in bulk, and sometimes just
to say that they sold out in a handful of seconds. But, you know, if you live in not a Korean country, you know, especially one that they don't visit very often, I'm sure it was actually pretty hard to get tickets.
Yeah. This is just in Korea, mind you. I don't know about anyone else.
But anyways, speaking of Big Bang, finally, the third, I can't believe it's third YG boy group, Ikon, finally makes their pre-debut. This is supposed to be their warm-up pre-song, even though they've, you know, had a whole TV show, you know, B.I. and Bobby have been everywhere for a while, but so finally Ikon debuts with their song My Type. Of course, not to be confused with the Show Me the Money My Type song.
Yeah, by Bubba Jintu.
With the Bubba Jintu. But Ikon, Ikon. I don't know that much about Ikon besides Bobby and B.I. And after watching this music video, I still don't know anything other than Bobby and B.I. Because they were in fucking 99% of this video.
So much screen time. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. And it wasn't just screen time. Like, they're 95% of the song, right? Like, both of them get singing parts and rapping parts. And the chorus is like 97% them. Those numbers are over-exaggerations, but for reals, it's crazy. Like,
pretty much.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen, you know, usually it takes a while for that favoring to happen, you know?
Yeah.
But like, Good Glaven, I don't even know how many people are in that group.
Good Glaven, New Haven.
All I saw were Bobby and B.I.
Yeah.
Besides the point, let's start with this. Let's start with this song.
So Ikon, they put out a really, really mellow song, I guess, for the pre-debut. And that seems to be kind of the trend that's happening in Korea. You kind of put out a mellow song and then you pick up the tempo with your actual song. And this is no exception. Ikon, me and Steven were talking about this. Like, we know they can rap. We're pretty sure they can sing. But this song doesn't showcase either of those. Obviously, they do rap, they do sing. But it wasn't anything like...
I wasn't impressed by any of the rapping.
It wasn't anything to really hang your hat on, to be like, oh man, did you hear that rap? Did you hear that, like, that riff that so-and-so did? And, you know, this is none of that. But don't get us wrong, because we say it all the time. Don't get us wrong. It's not a bad song. It's actually a pretty good song.
Yeah.
But mainly what's the catchy kind of hook is the hook.
Yeah. But like, you know, this is like full props to the producer because
I hit that.
It's okay. I was like, don't matter. Don't worry, man. But like, yeah, full props to the producer because as you said, like, I didn't think any of the rapping was stellar. I didn't think any of the singing was stellar. There was barely any dancing and it wasn't very stellar. And I know fans will be like, oh, it's the pre-debut, it's the pre-debut. I don't give no fucks. This is the first major single that they're releasing.
It's the first taste you get of them.
Like, most people didn't watch Mix and Match, right? They didn't watch Show Me the Money. This is the first time most people are really seeing Ikon. And like, yeah, this is the pre-debut one, but to us, it's still the first thing.
It's pretty much the debut.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can call it pre-debut all on, just so you can call it double lead singles, but that's not true. Yeah. That's not English. All right. This is their debut, and I wasn't very impressed with the members. I thought the song was pretty damn good.
Yeah, YG has definitely some.
But I think that's I think that's all in the producers. Yeah. And I had almost the exact same feelings when Winter came out. Like when Winter came out, I was like, this song's not bad. Like the song's pretty good. Yeah, Coloring and Empty.
Empty, yeah.
Especially, I still listen to Empty to this day. Like, I think that's a great song. But I think it's a great song because whoever produced it probably produced Big Bang's songs 2 years before that. Because it sounds like an old school Big Bang song. But I was like, I wasn't that impressed by them.
Yeah. They have kind of the problem, the exact same problem actually as Winter did, is that when they came out, they were kind of overshadowed by whoever was their star. With Winter it's Mino and you know Ikon, Bobby,
and to a lesser extent BI. Yeah.
But there's so much hype in that. It's just like, oh man, Bobby, he's a good rapper. I've heard him rap well. And then this comes out and you're just kind of like, oh well, it's not up to that standard that I was.
And half the time he's singing too.
Yeah.
Which he might be a great singer, maybe. But there are other dudes. Yeah. There are other dudes in that group that probably could have sang that.
And it's kind of like a double-edged sword when you think about it, because this song isn't necessarily a song to kind of promote rapping all that well.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It really, for me, doesn't fit like Bobby or BI's kind of style.
Especially since the last thing they really did that we know is Born Hater, right?
Yeah.
Like this is the polar opposite. Like I was expecting a
little bit more hard.
Like
a little bit more ghetto.
I'm trying to think, like a more Monster X-y type of song or a more BTS type of song. Mm-hmm. But it kind of, this song came out and I was like, it's not a bad song. Again, like I will probably be listening to this song, for a couple months. I probably will.
Yeah, I probably will.
It's got some, it's
just for that hook.
It's got a little bit of catchiness to it,
It's got that catchiness.
But like, at least it doesn't sound like an old Big Bang song. So I give them, at least they got to differentiate Winter and Ikon somehow, I guess, right? But like, I'm really curious what their main quote unquote song will be.
Yeah.
Because like, big boy bands are so competitive now, right? Like
competitive.
Like they've really stepped up, especially their dancing. And I thought, Big Bang doesn't dance. We know that. Still love them. They don't dance.
They dance, but not old school dance.
They old school dance, which is fine because they were old school,
they were
right?
That second generation.
Yeah, they were in that gen. Wonder Girls can't dance.
Mm-hmm.
Sonoshide can't really dance.
Can't really dance.
I mean, comparatively, I think they used to be able to really dance, but now they kind of a little lackluster. I know people are angry that I just said that, but whatever.
It's true. Have you seen Lionheart? It's terrible choreography. Anyways.
And this is right from the fanboy's mouth. But like Winter, like granted, I didn't watch everything Winter did, but like I don't even know if they danced. I don't think they danced in another music video.
Yeah.
And
you mentioned it.
And they kind of disappeared completely after those singles. So like I don't think they can dance. And right now I saw Ikon kind of doing like Big Bang dancing, which is like the most basic dancing possible, right? And we have groups now like 17 and BTS and even Monster X puts a little power in their shit, like
everybody's got a little snap in their moves,
Yeah. Even more no-name groups or F-tier groups like are putting in some work when it comes to dancing. Yeah, I mean, the YG, they don't really have to, I guess, quote unquote, but I kind of expect, it's probably an unfair expectation, maybe.
Yeah, I think we have really high expectations because we actually really like Bobby.
I
really like Bobby.
I don't really know anything about Bobby. I didn't watch Show Me the Money. I didn't listen to any of those songs. So I just have high expectations because it's YG. I thought you were going to say YG.
Okay.
Because, they're motherfucking, like for the last year and the entirety of 2014, we were like, 2015 is going to be YG's year.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, like, I think it's turned into JYP's year.
Yeah.
Like, it really, really has. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Big Bang came out, and yes, Big Bang is ginormous, but like...
But besides that...
Yeah. Like, they're Big Bang. They could take a dump on a track and it'll sell millions, right? Like, I really think the person that's been surprising everybody is JYP. But we're going to talk about Got Someone later, and you might need to ignore what we just said.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, you know, anyways, like, we think this song is really good. I think we're a little... not worried is not the right word.
Kind of in the middle of the road.
Yeah, nothing really changed my, like... moved my heart.
I wasn't impressed, but I wasn't also like kind of...
I wasn't like
disappointed.
I was a little disappointed, but I think that's expectations.
Yeah, because I feel like YG did their YG thing, and it was a good song, because YG producers worked on its track. But other than that, it was just kind of...
Like, it didn't seem like a debut song. It seemed like a song for a group that was already famous, and they kind of could release like a chill, a fan servicey song. And that's what this music video kind of seemed like, was like Bobby and B.I. fan service all day.
And you'll say like, oh, but it's just a pre-debut. Like, why would you even release a pre-debut?
Yeah, it's your first one.
Like,
release the real song first. Maybe make this your second song, at least. But
like, why would you lead with this song after there's been so much anticipation for Ikon, you know?
Yeah. But their real album will come out soon. You know, by the time you hear this, it may have already come out. So I look forward to that in the next episode. But let's move on.
Anyways, our next song, final favorite song, I guess, of this past 2 and a little bit weeks is by Zzapa, featuring Microdot with New Days.
Yes,
Bet you never heard of him, huh?
Bet you never heard of Zzapa.
Zzapa, like jjajangmyeon.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to spell that, jjajangmyeon is not spelled like that.
It's the strong J sound.
Yeah, which when they wrote it out in romanization is Zzapa.
Yeah,
so if you want to search it, it's Zzapa. Now, I don't know anything about Zzapa.
Neither do I. When I saw this, I thought they misspelled Urban Zacapa.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
And then I was like, I'm talking about Urban Zacapa?
Yeah, no, we're talking about Zzapa.
Zzapa.
Zupra.
That's not it.
Oh. Zzapa. No.
Zzapa.
Zzapa. But...
Anyways, I was actually lucky enough to get this song because it was between this song and Ikon, of course. And I chose this song because it is just so, like, it's got rhythm to it. It's got, like, R&B. It's got a little bit of funk in there. It's got that, you know, that piano, that keyboard I like. And he's a great singer. It's just a great song. It's a really good song. I don't really know what else I could really say about the song itself besides that it's produced very well. It's got a good layering to it. It's got a lot of like instruments that work well together, and I think it was probably my second favorite song.
After
this
Park
one,
Kyung?
Yeah, after Park Kyung. This one and Mamamoo kind of on the same level.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Well, I wouldn't call it probably second. I'd probably call it third. No, it might be fourth. Might be fourth.
An Ikon.
The problem this week is, like, for me, Ikon, Zzapa, and Mamamoo are probably all tied for second.
Yeah,
and
they're all kind of
Park
like,
Kyung is kind of number one.
Definitely number one. Yeah.
But like, this was a song where we were saying like it's good, but like it sounds like Primary could show up at any time, or Zion T could show up at any time, and we kind of wish that they did, because they would have put a little bit more uniqueness, a little bit more stank into the song.
Yeah.
Like I still think the song's kind of missing what would make it a 9 instead of it kind of being an 8, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still like, this is one of the few kind of R&B type songs this episode, as opposed to in the last 2 episodes. There's been a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe we just we enjoyed it because we were like, damn, we like this sound so much. But I mean, he's got a great voice.
But it's good.
Microdot, who was on Show Me the Money, I think his rapping matched the song pretty well, actually.
It was pretty seamless transition into the rap, I feel like.
Yeah. He didn't overstay his welcome. He didn't understay his welcome. Like, I thought, you know, sometimes, you know, the raps go on a little too long.
Yeah.
But this was like the perfect featuring length, you know? Like, this was a feature, definitely.
Yeah.
But the music video, on the other hand, is cray-cray.
Weird as hell.
Yeah, it's like fully animated. It's like a cartoon. It's pretty much Zzapa and Microdot, like, they see all this pain in the world from, like, all terrorists, Kim Jong-un, gay people against neo-Nazis. Yeah. And I guess, like, a communist or a Hitler. I don't know. It was like a dad beating the shit out of his kid or something. But anyways, they, like, invent music, or they invent their special juice.
Special
sauce. And, you know, they bomb the world with it,
essentially,
and it makes everyone dance.
They essentially anthrax everybody in the world with it.
Yeah. Oh, no, only the bad people, because they only show the bad people. But it's just so weird to watch. Like, it's this weird, like, animation style. It's really funny to see, like, Kim Jong-un in it, kind of being Kim Jong-un. And it's just fun. I think the video was, you know, definitely not like anything we've seen before.
It doesn't match the song, though. I'll give it that.
It does not
match the song.
It doesn't really. But I think the song might be about new days, and, you know, let's get rid of the old hate and, you know, new days.
No, Steven.
But yeah, I think that'll be it for part one, our favorite songs. Now, normally we have two other parts where I talk about a group of songs I want to talk about, and you talk about a group you want to talk about. But we didn't have that many songs that we wanted to talk about. So we're merging our two sections together for a super packed part two. What's up, guys? Turns out we forgot to record these end videos. So here I am, just woke up, getting ready to edit the podcast, and I thought I'd record it. I didn't really want to get ready anyways today. But if you liked our video, please, of course, click over here to check out part number 2. We thought part 2 would be short. Turns out it's not short. It's about 50-something minutes long. But I hope you guys stick for all of that if you can. And of course, if you like us, subscribe if you haven't already. Like our video. Leave us a comment with what you think. Sorry I wasn't able to answer all the comments last time because I was in Taiwan, but I will be better at it this week. Once again, thank you. Don't judge me for how I look. See you guys next time. Peace.